So we have the AMA. It is ready to go. So we just have Dan or Gozer and we have Chad. So the two people that we saw on ISC this week. This is what we got. Yeah, there were two people originally. Now there's only one. Wait, where did Chad go? Answers up? All right, here we go. Containers are snapped to the grid when they placed in the ship. Anything in the ship or attached to the grid will be able to sell at the commodity kiosk. So then that answers the question, can you cram more? Okay. So that's first one. First one's in. There is a grid and they snap. I think we like to hear it. I think we like that one. Right? They snap to a grid in 318. Love to hear it. Oh, here we go. When it comes to Refactor and piracy, what have you thought to encourage player-to-player boarding actions with this feature? Well, so we hinted about this in the ISC and it wasn't very clear. With 318, we were introducing the concept of soft death. There's a 70% chance a vehicle will die with its interior and the cargo intact with its interior and cargo intact from combat deaths. Explosive deaths or deaths by game rules near a barrier or touching water, for example, won't trigger a soft death. What this means, 70% of the time, you and your crew are still alive and the cargo is still attached to the ship when a combat death occurs. Ship reaches 0 health in combat. The 30% of the time that it doesn't happen, your ship explodes and the cargo is pushed out, and the 0 and 90 cargo remains, with the average of that being 45% of the cargo surviving. Wow. That's a big deal. I thought that it was originally the boom, then we spawn a husk, which was going to create all sorts of problems. So now it's explosion goes off and nothing happens, essentially, which is way easier to do. And then you could just pull the stuff off the grid. Actually, amazing. Mongrel people are probably cheering right now. Everybody's cheering right now because if the pirates blow up your ship, you still have the opportunity to defend yourself in FPS. Now those ship combat pilots that aren't great at ship combat, right? But they're FPS like G's, top G's at FPS. Now they have a chance to defend themselves, right? It's a big deal. New answer. All right, let's see. Where are we? Here we go. Container snap to the grid when they place it. Buying cargo works just like it does now. You purchase from a kiosk. That cargo is loaded into the ship and automatically attached to the grid. Once outside the armistice zone, you're free to move it around and snap it to the grid with a tractor beam however you want. Hey, that's... Well, I should have clapped for the other one, but this should be our third clap. Nice. So now you buy it. It's on the grid. You could pull it off and move it around. Hey, I bought a bunch of stuff. You know, you want to split it with me? Here, I'll buy it. You send me the money and I'll give you half the cargo or something, you know? Very good. I know that that's not really a good example, but you have that option. Okay, will cargo containers stolen by pirates be recognized by buyers as being stolen? If so, what happens if I willingly transfer my cargo to another player to sell for me? When a player purchases commodities, those are owned by the player that purchases them. I hate this, by the way. This is so... I've always hated this. Anyone else trying to sell them will have to use a no questions asked terminal, and they will not receive full price for anything that they're trying to sell. Even if I give cargo container to a friend, they would have to sell that at a no questions asked terminal, and they will not get full price for the commodity. Grimhex, for example, would be a location I can fence my stolen goods. Why can't you just sell if you're in the same party? Like, yeah, that's like, can we look into this, man? Like... We've all been forced to play with these like crazy constraints that are just completely game breaking for way too long. And it just really sucks. I don't think they should link ownership to anything. If it's in your ship, you could sell it. Fuck it. And then add a system later where it's like, you know, you can mark it stolen or some shit. I don't know. Oh, larger than 1 SCU containers are still planned, but at the moment, everything is still bought and sold as 1 SCU cargo containers. Okay, here we go. Any new commodities coming in 318? The only new addition I can think of is RMC, which you'll get from hull scraping. These can be sold at commodity kiosks. Okay, at least he answered it. Again, another one of those, I expect the answer to be no, but it kind of is a yes. So, yeah. Will cargo loading timers change as a part of 318? At the moment, nothing changes with loading and unloading. This is handled automatically as it has been in the past. Once manual loading and unloading becomes a reality, you'll have the option to choose between the two. If you choose to have the location do the loading and unloading, there will be a cost and a time where your ship is unavailable while the process completes, much like the current refinery gameplay. I think we knew, you know? I think we knew that that was going to be the case, but again, like the answer, it's not something that we didn't expect. It didn't come out of the blue, and it's not a bad thing. So, good answer then. Yeah, just a confirmation question, right? That basically 318 is physicalizing the boxes, but not just physicalizing the boxes, guys. Snapping to the grid. Snapping to the grid is actually a big deal. How late are you? Very late. We're almost done. Snapping to the grid's a big deal. The 70% thing is a big deal. So, yeah. As the cargo updates they talked about recently coming, this is all 318. So once we're done, we'll when does it end? Is it for an hour? Do they say he's gonna be? About an hour. All right, so we'll hang tight for a while. Is it me or is the star system like actually starting to come together? Come here. Come closer. Okay. It's just you, dude. It's just you. Okay. It's just you, bro. Here we go from Jake. Getting some additional info from the ships team on this one will be an update here after the AMA. That is a yes or no fucking answer. So that is so no, but we gotta handle this. This isn't dick teasing. That's a no. Yeah, that's a no, but we need to write it carefully. Exactly. All right, and they did think about it carefully, and they tracked down several teams, as Jake says here. He said, currently, all these ships will function similarly to how they do now once 318 comes online. Resource pods, such as saddlebags or fuel pods, will not be detachable in this release, as further work is required on vehicle tractor beams. Regarding external cargo ships like the Hull series and Raft, these will detach upon vehicle destruction as outlined in the IC episode. And what I think this does say is that there is a limit to what our tractor beams can move, and that limit does sound like it's 1 SCU or maybe 2 SCU or something smaller, and that they don't want us to be able to move anything larger. And the Prospector saddlebags are much smaller than or much larger than the 1 or 2 SCU boxes. So that is that. It is disappointing. This is a huge negative for people who like to mine in a group, but it kind of is what it is, and hopefully it'll get better. Oh, it's all the way down here. In the ISC cargo missions were mentioned, can you go into detail on what these missions will be like and how they work? In my mind, and hopes they will be something along the lines of this post. After 318, we want to separate commodity trading from cargo hauling. Commodity trading will be high risk, high reward. If you invest a large amount of your money, you will also have to manage the cost of loading and unloading as well as protection. On the other hand, cargo hauling is just moving things from NPCs from point A to point B. You are not tied to it financially, and it will be moving things that pirates don't care about, as there will be no profit in it from them. That's dumb. The first step here is we'll be adding cargo hauling missions that extend to current box delivery missions. Once you can manually unload your own cargo, they will start to get smaller and get larger. The only thing the players are risking here is reputation. Exactly. So pirates should still be taking this cargo. That's so dumb. Why are they so silly with this stuff? Why are they protecting people? No value because there'll be no profit in it for them? What does that even mean? If there's profit in it for the NPC, there's profit in it for the player. How does that make any sense? That's like saying a guy moving a bunch of iPhones has no profit in it for anyone. There's no profit in stealing that grain. And I think that's it. What?